This video will be on how to separate the upper and lower half of an NSX bumper. This is off of a 2000 NSX. This would be relevant for a 1991 through 2001 NSX. In my case, the reason I'm splitting the bumper is because of an issue I have with this seam. Something is broken in here. I don't know if it's a tab or what have you, but when it's on the car, you will get some separation here, and I figured good a time as any going into the winter in Connecticut to get this fixed. So here we have the bumper from the back side. The foam portion, which you see in there, looks like it's removable if we remove some of the brackets on either side of the bumper. We will start with a Phillips head screwdriver to remove these bolts here. We're going to need to remove these bolts up here, and that's a 10mm socket. Okay, so we have both sides removed. I still can't get that foam area out of the bumper, and that's because we need to get to, there's a bar up here that goes across that's holding in these end pieces here and on the other side, which seems to be keeping the foam from coming out. This bar is what we're going to be removing, and we need to remove all of these nuts here. These are 8mm sockets, and they go all the way across the top of the bumper. So I took the nuts off of that entire upper bar, and it's still not quite free. I'm going to remove the rubber from the top of the bumper up here. Comes off no problem. Then it looks like we have some carriage bolts that are kind of holding some of this together. Pop those out. But there's an additional nut under each side of these. There's a hole through this aluminum piece here going underneath. So this is what I'm talking about here. There's a nut right under there. Okay, now this is free. Looks like we got some screws here that are also holding this on. So we got one screw on each side. It looks like we may be able to get this free now. Okay, now this piece has come free. With that piece out of the way, we should be able to get the foam out in the front bumper bar. Here's our foam. Looks like we have two bumper bars. I'm actually really surprised. Not too much really holds these in place. I guess it's just the foam. No bolt holes or anything like that. I guess they just sit in there. I know I'm going to be asking myself where these came from. There's two of these rubber bushings, at least so far, and they line up here with these bolts. Now we're going to pull out a couple body clips, plastic body clips, which are on the ends here and here. So we have one of these on both sides. Next we need 3 bolts. Here, here, and here. Phillips head screwdriver. I believe we've hit everything to get this bumper off. There's a few sticking points, but I'll do it live and you guys can see that. Okay, so this top piece slips back and pops off. Okay, so that is enough to get the bumper off. The problem that I have is that mine has been glued previously in attempts to repair it. So I'll show you what I'm fighting against, and then I'll have to figure out a plan how to fix it. So this is the situation. So the good news is I can see what's wrong, so I'll try to get out of the light. There is a split here through here. And what was done historically from the underside was they filled it with glue in attempts to keep it together. So it's not actually a clip that's broken, it's actually the body itself. I actually see a few other cracks on this bumper too that I'm gonna need to repair. The good news is I think this will be pretty easy to repair from here because this split, I should be able to put something over this. But now I gotta find a way to split this apart. So I'm having kind of a difficult time splitting that piece of the bumper that was glued. So I'm going to remove the bottom splitter, which is all 10mm bolts. And I'm also going to remove the two, I don't know what you call them, but these black brackets here, plastic brackets. This guy and that guy. So the challenge I'm having in my case because of this break and the fact that it was glued is this area here slides in through here and that goes on these ridges, that angle here. So what's happened is glue has probably gotten on the top of this, which is on the bottom of this, and that's gluing this together, so I cannot get this unit here to slide back that way. So I'm gonna have to work at this for a bit, but I'm not gonna bore you with those details. So I was able to get it apart. That piece in the back would actually flip over 180 degrees, and that's how they go together. Fortunately, I was able to get this apart. It's kind of like I said, so there's these ridges here and some glue got in there, and that's what was keeping this piece here, which flips back like this. It just slides back. And we got glue in here and such. And then here's the issue with my part. This is broken off. I think, however, that I can fix this. If I can just get a bridge here and then a bridge over here. We'll have to see how that unfolds when I get to it. I believe this concludes what most people are going to need to know in relation to disassembling the NSX bumper. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have any questions, you can always PM me on nsxprime.com. My username is n-wing, W-I-N-G.